Hi everyone, welcome to Miss Def Reviews. Today we're going to get into a discovery of new Dead Sea Scrolls. Well, they're ancient actually, but they just found them. So that's pretty fascinating. Let's get into it. In a remarkable find, archaeologists exploring the Cave of Horror in Israel have discovered a new Dead Sea Scroll. They also discovered a partially mummified 6,000-year-old skeleton of a child. The Dead Sea Scrolls, I think, were discovered in 1947. They were discovered between 1945 and 48 or 49. It was right after World War II, after we defeated the Nazis, quote unquote. Okay, so the article reads, for the first time in 60 years, archaeologists have discovered a new fragment of the Dead Sea Scrolls, a cache of ancient Jewish and Hebrew religious manuscripts uncovered in the Qumran caves on the northern shore of the Dead Sea. The Israeli Antiquities Authority, which carried out the excavations, believe the new scroll, written in Greek, is actually a missing part of the book of the 12 Minor Prophet scroll, first discovered in 1961. It contains verses from Zechariah 8:16 through 17 and Nahum 1 verses 5 through 6. The minor differences in the wording compared to other known manuscripts are important in helping shape our understanding of the evolution or evolution of the standardized Hebrew Bible. When we think about the biblical text, we think about something very static. It wasn't static. There are slight differences, and some of those differences are important, said the head of Antiquities Authority's Dead Sea Scroll unit. The first Dead Sea Scroll was found by a Bedouin shepherd in 1947. I was right, y'all. And one of the most significant archaeological discoveries of the 20th century. Dating from the 3rd century BC to the 1st century AD, the parchment and papyrus manuscripts contain the earliest known texts from the Hebrew Bible, as well as other apocryphal writings. If you haven't read the Dead Sea Scrolls or listened to them online, I highly recommend it. I know a lot of Bible believers think that you can't read anything outside of biblical text, when in reality, it was man that put together the 66 books of the Bible and took out a lot of what makes it cohesive. So the Dead Sea Scrolls were found by 2 young shepherd boys, and yes, they are important. They are very important to read. It brings a lot of things together. Okay, what else does it say? The new fragments were uncovered in the so-called Cave of Horror, where archaeologists in the 1950s found skeletons of men, women, and children killed during the Bar Kokhba revolts, a Jewish rebellion against Rome circa 132 to 136, during the reign of Emperor Hadrian. Evidence of Roman encampments on the cliff above the cave suggests that the rebels remained under siege until they died of starvation. The only way to access the cave is by rope, lowering down some 200 feet. I just felt led to tell you this. In the book of Daniel the prophet, God tells Daniel to close up this book, for it is for a distant generation, the end times. And it's crazy because all of these scrolls are being found. God hid them. You know, the people in power have them and have had them. They took them away from us. It's called gnosis, or hidden knowledge, occult knowledge. The desert team showed exceptional courage, dedication, and devotion to the purpose, rappelling down to caves located between heaven and earth. Israel Hassan, the director of the Israeli Antiquities Authority, told the New York Times. The archaeologists went digging and sifting through the caves, enduring thick and suffocating dust, and returning with gifts of immeasurable worth for mankind. Wow, how amazing is that? How amazing is that? I can't wait to read them. There have been extensive excavations in the Qumran caves since 2017, carried out by the Israel Antiquities Authority in an effort to prevent looters from getting their hands on historic artifacts in the desert's remote caves. FYI, guys, the Dead Sea Scrolls, it took from 1947 until like 1990 something, like 98, I want to say, to translate and then get them into format, into book forms. And it was a scribe or a translator from Ethiopia, which has one of the most ancient and original biblical texts known in the world. For the first time in 70 years, we were able to preempt the plunderers. Amir Gaynor, head of the Antiquities Theft Prevention Unit, told the AP, the new Dead Sea Scroll is among several recent archaeological finds, including a partially mummified 6,000-year-old skeleton of a child, Jewish coins from the time of the Bar Kokhba rebellion, ancient arrowheads, and a 10,500-year-old basket kept intact, lid and all, over the millennia thanks to the desert's hot, arid environment. The child skeleton and the cloth wrapping were remarkably well preserved. Because of the climate conditions in the cave, a process of natural mummification had taken place. The skin, tendons, and even the hair were partially preserved, despite the passage of time. Teenagers from the Nofi Puri Military Academy were responsible for the basket discovery, which the Israel Antiquity Authority believes may be the oldest known basket in the world. Made from woven reeds, it is from the Neolithic period, predating the development of pottery in the region. That looked crazy. What the heck was that a picture of? Is that the child? Looks like a fairy. That looks creepy. That looks so creepy. Look at the coin. I got a word from the Lord the moment I saw this article, and it was Daniel 12:4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Leave your comments below if you think the discovery of these ancient texts, ancient scrolls, is a sign of Daniel 12:4. And I leave you all in peace. Shalom.